Hi, Tia, Marissa, Matthew, Luke, and I have developed a funding proposal for Montgomery County Science Day. You may ask why such a strong science initiative as Montgomery County Science Day would need a funding proposal, but based on results, they do. Montgomery County Science Day has been around since 2001 and has a funding need of $32,000. $10,000 to $15,000 per year has not been funded recently. Students are charged $35 a year to participate. Montgomery County Science Day has a number of strengths. First, its longevity. It's been around since 2001. It is fully staffed by volunteers. Up until recently, it has had sufficient, if not excess, funding. It is partially funded by University of Dayton Research Lab. Montgomery County Science Day has a number of weaknesses as well. It is fully staffed by volunteers. There are no paid employees. It requires external funding. It is partially supported by University of Dayton Research Lab, but does require other businesses to step up and supply funding as well as volunteers. Its web presence is weak. Its website is under renovation currently, but it does not have a LinkedIn or Facebook page. It has a number of opportunities as well. It can join forces with TechFest, which is sponsored by Sinclair, the Science Olympiad, which is sponsored by Wright State, so they could share best practices, volunteers, as well as funding opportunities from businesses that have been known to fund science initiatives. In addition, by increasing its web presence, it can take advantage of the ability to solicit online donations as well as online volunteers. It could also advertise the benefits that it is offered to businesses and link to their websites in order to develop a better network. With the number of research labs in the area, it could develop long-term partnerships with them in order to have a steady staff of volunteers with science knowledge that are able to serve as judges, as well as a source of funding for future science fairs. Electing a board of directors from companies that have supported Montgomery County Science Day in the past will allow these companies to feel an ownership of Montgomery County Science Day and therefore better support. It will also allow Montgomery County Science Day to take advantage of their funding networks. There are a number of threats as well. There are 3 science events in the area: TechFest, which is held the month before, and Science Olympiad, which is held 2 months later. There are also a problem with apathy from businesses as well as volunteers that are necessary in order to make such an event as Montgomery County Science Day a success. Students and parents are overcommitted, and a lot of students and parents have a fear of developing a science project. So who is our target? Well, our target, of course, would be the STEM businesses that are found in the Dayton region that could supply funding as well as volunteers. Those businesses that do offer paid days off for their employees to volunteer could supply volunteers. Colleges in the area have a number of students that are both technology majors that could help with the online presence, as well as graphic designers who can help with updating the slogan as well as the logo. In addition, students in the STEM fields could serve as judges. Montgomery County Science Day needs to reposition itself. It is an excellent event that needs to increase its visibility and prominence in the Dayton area. How can it go about doing that? It needs to develop more partnerships with area businesses, increase its online presence, and show that it provides opportunities for students that they cannot get elsewhere. These opportunities for internships, scholarships, as well as cash prizes. It also needs to show that it is the gateway to learning how to do appropriate scientific method in order to be able to move on into the regional and state science days. We need to increase the prominence and visibility of Montgomery County Science Day. How are we going to go about doing that? First, we're going to reach out to WHIO and ask them to do an interview of Gloria Hardy. She has been a long-time volunteer of Montgomery County Science Day. Her wisdom and knowledge about the event should be shared with the Dayton area so that they can get invested in this premier event as well. Sharing stories from students that have benefited would help as well. Perhaps we can go to businesses that currently have interns that have participated in Montgomery County Science Day in the past and solicit them for that help in providing these videos. Next, we need to increase web presence. We do have a volunteer who is working on the website. If that doesn't work out completely, we need to reach out to the technology majors in our area colleges and ask for their assistance. As a last resort, it would cost $1,000 to $3,000 to hire a web designer to do the website for us. We need to increase our LinkedIn presence as well as Facebook presence. On Facebook, we need to be able to show where we are as far as reaching our marketing goal and fundraising goal. We need to market Montgomery County Science Day as an event so people can tag it with a hashtag, as well as be able to say, I'm going, and share it with their friends. We need to be able to use the hashtag to stream videos and pictures. And on our LinkedIn page, we need to be the place that people go to find out about science events. We need to link prominent stories from people that have in the STEM field in Dayton, Ohio, as well as businesses that have contributed to Montgomery County Science Day. We can solicit volunteers on LinkedIn. In addition, we should have a donation page on our website. This donation page would allow people to donate when they're thinking about it and pay by PayPal or Vimeo. We should have an online form for volunteers. People think about volunteering, but then if they have to go and contact somebody or send in something, they usually forget by the time they're willing to do it. So we need to take advantage of it right away. We need to provide links between our LinkedIn, Facebook, and websites, as well as the websites of the businesses that are out there. We need to advertise the members of our board of directors so that we can take advantage of their links and contacts. We need to contact members of TechFest and the Science Olympiad. We need to have our board of directors meet with their board of directors in order to develop a consortium or a triad of major science events in the Dayton area. This will allow us to share volunteers as well as sponsors that have had a history of donating to science initiatives. We can share best practices and advertise at each other's events in order to make the prominence and visibility of all three events increase in the Dayton area. Finally, we need to update the logo. Many of the people in Dayton, Ohio that are involved in STEM are transient. They are Air Force people who are coming in and out of the area. They may not know that Montgomery County is in the Dayton area and therefore may not know what MCSD stands for. We need to make a more visible logo as well as develop a slogan that clearly tells what Montgomery County Science Day stands for. The best way to do that at the cheapest cost would be to crowdsource it. We can charge a small fee for everyone to donate as they submit their logo or slogan idea. People that are in graphic design or instructional design need to develop a portfolio. Being able to support this and then use their winning entries as part of their portfolio will provide an initiative for them. In addition, it will allow us to have an up-to-date logo and slogan for no cost. How will we evaluate the success or failure of our plan? We will look at the Google Analytics for website traffic as well as LinkedIn and Facebook traffic. We will look at the number of sponsors from various companies and see if they have increased. And of course, meeting our goal of $32,000 plus in order to fund Montgomery County Science Day will help us. As far as implementation, the website presence needs to be first. So we need to set up our website with our donor page, set up our PayPal account, as well as set up our online volunteer form. Once that is in place, then we'll need to move to the LinkedIn as well as the Facebook pages to finish our web presence. We need to reach out to the companies that have donated in the past in order to appoint our board of directors. Once they are appointed, then we need to reach out to TechFest and the Science Olympiad to work on developing that consortium. After that is complete, then we'll need to continue contacting volunteers in the area, as well as reaching out to employees and asking if they could use their day off, if they have one, from their companies to volunteer for Montgomery County Science Day. We also need to use all of these new contacts to help us reach out to more businesses to increase funding. We hope this plan is successful in helping Montgomery County Science Day, this very worthwhile cause, increase its funding.